Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to Pass Interference. I fucked that word up.
Interference?
Interference. Should we keep going? Welcome to Pass Interference. Casual fan commentary for all your sports needs. I'm RJ Bam. That's Alex Leffler. We appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to add that one to the bloopers. Interference. Did you wake up at 6 a.m. to watch this game?
I did not. I did wake up at 6 o'clock, but it's for a completely different reason. Nah, the time change, bro. Time change.
What time change?
We gained an hour. The clocks rolled back yesterday. Last
night.
We
did? Oh,
yeah.
that was last night?
Yeah, is that why you probably woke up an hour earlier? Like, why am I up right now?
Oh, maybe that's why. Georgia woke up at 4.
Does she typically wake up at 5?
Like, she wakes up like 5:30 or something. Yeah. She woke up like 4:30.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? I thought that was tonight. I didn't know that was last night.
Yeah, that was last night.
Well, that's awesome. So I got an extra hour of sleep. Mm-hmm. Didn't even realize it. Yeah, the game's still going on right now. But who's watching? Have you watched any of the London games?
No, I don't. The field conditions are usually pretty bad over there, aren't they? Because they're playing on a soccer field. So
is it the same size? It has to be, right? That doesn't make
sense. They
sense.
make it regulation.
Yeah, they don't do that for baseball.
Yeah.
Because there is no regulation.
But, Oakland used to play on the baseball field and stuff like that. You'd see during baseball season,
the dirt
and stuff. Yeah.
It just looks shitty.
Yeah.
It just looks like horrible quality when you're running on grass and all of a sudden you're running on dirt. It's like, what the fuck are they doing? They can't get a football stadium?
Yeah.
Are they really trying to bring a team out there, or are they trying to move a team from here over there?
Jacksonville was supposedly, the owner wanted to move over there. He would volunteer because they weren't drawing any fans.
There's also 3 teams in Florida.
Yeah. I mean, Florida teams are typically pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't see how it would work out. Like, you'd basically... Any team that you would send over there to play a London game, they'd have to have their bye week the next week. Just to readjust.
Yeah.
Or either that or have their bye week the week before.
Yeah, exactly. And then, that would also mean that whoever's over there, if the Jacksonville went to London, they would have to be...
it would have to be 8 home games or 4
in a row.
4 home games, 8 road games, 4 home games.
And then they'd probably just stay out here.
Yeah.
There's no point in doing that huge flight every week.
Yeah. And that's the way you would have to do it. It would have to be a traveling. Or maybe, say 4 home games, 4 road games, have your bye week.
Yeah.
4 home games, 4 away games.
Dude, speaking of bye week, I'm surprised they don't do 2 bye weeks per team so that you can have a bye week on that Thursday night game. Because the fact that people play on Sunday and then they'll play again on Thursday, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. You got 3 days to recover.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of the players don't like the Thursday night games. Yeah. And then the Thursday night games, you don't know what you're getting too. As a fan, it's hard to say your team is trash or good. Thursday night games are usually the worst games of the week.
Right. And then because I know that during the lockout last year, or not last year, but the last lockout that they had, they one of the few things that the NFL or that the players were able to get was that they'd have less practices in the off season, less required practices, which because there's always so many injuries in the football season that I don't know if that helped them at all, because a lot of times players will I know Julio will take the whole off season off and not do anything and come back ready. But then, a lot of times, players won't do anything, and then all of a sudden they get back into full swing of things, and then injuries occur because they haven't done shit.
Well, that's part of your job, though.
Yeah.
They're getting paid to play football. Yeah. As a part of the job, you have to come in ready to go. You can take a break during the off season, but you have to prep a little bit.
Yeah.
You need to take care of your body. Your body is what is causing you to make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they're not coming prepped for training camps.
Yeah, and practice at the NFL level, there's no hitting at practice anyway. You're just running drills. You're just running fucking.
They do non-contact the first day, and then they
do
a little bit of contact the second day, but they don't do
there's nobody's going full out.
Yeah. You don't want to hurt somebody during practice.
Right. Yeah, it'd be stupid.
Yeah.
Unless your name is Mike Evans or something, or who's that? LeGarrette Blount.
AJ Green? Oh shit. My hamstring. My toenail.
I know. Dude, that's the thing. They try to figure out a way to keep players. I think it would probably, because half the practices in the off season are required and half of them aren't or whatever. And
you got mandatory workouts
and
optional, but you show up to the optional ones. Usually, there's a clause in the contract that gives you paid more.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they should find a way to like reduce injuries somehow. I think they're trying, but I don't know what the answer is. But.
I mean, a lot of the football injuries are non-contact.
Yeah.
If you think like Mahomes.
Well, that's the other thing. Like because like football has so many like jerky movements and cuts and like stuff like that. So it's like at least if you're a receiver, you know the route. So you're in your brain, you're telling your body, okay, we're gonna make a cut here. But like corners, you're like just reacting. So I can see how like injuries would pile up if you're like not doing anything to going all of a sudden full out on like a cuts like that.
Sometimes those guys' cleats get stuck in the ground. Right. Somebody lands on your foot while you're trying to turn, so it just messes up your knee. So like it makes sense. Like football is a huge injury risk.
Yeah.
That's why they compare it to getting in a car accident every week.
Yeah.
And then when you have to turn around and play on Thursday your body is just crazy. Starting to be like, okay.
Yeah. Those Thursday night games are usually pretty trash. You saw that the NCAA unanimously voted
Yeah, that has the whole gaming community excited.
For the NCAA games?
Yeah. Because a lot of us, a lot of the people that play Madden now, we used to play the NCAA, make like draft classes, do the like dynasty, build a college up, and recruit players and stuff like that. And that aspect of it is super fun.
Yeah.
And then you just import it to Madden. Like I would specifically get Madden, like towards when I stopped playing Madden, I would just get Madden because I was playing the NCAA. Yeah. I wanted to upload the draft classes and stuff like that. No, that has community like really hyped. Everybody's hoping, but they need to do. Madden has a lot of bugs in it and stuff like that, so they need to build it from the ground up. So I actually hope it does take them like a couple years, 3 years, build the game out solid and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that way they can just transfer some of that over to Madden, redo Madden. Maybe take like a year or two off. Because Madden, there's a lot of bugs in it and glitches.
Are they getting rid of that one and done rule for basketball?
There's been talks about it. I obviously read about the Imoni Bates kid that was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
I saw that he was on there. I didn't read the article.
15 years old.
Yeah.
6'9".
Yeah, I heard he was the next freak, so...
Yeah, he's been compared to, like, playmaking ability of, like, LeBron, shooting prowess of Durant and stuff like that. Like, he's got the slender frame, but he has the mentality of, like, Kobe and Jordan.
That's crazy. At 15, that's crazy.
He's, like, during practice or warm-ups, he'll shoot, like, 80% from the three-point line, and he gets pissed off that he did so bad.
Really?
Yeah. He feels like he should
keep that guy on the court. Keep that guy on the court. That's psycho.
He's intense.
Yeah.
So, just from what I've read about him.
Right. That's interesting because like like back in the day, LeBron and Kobe and Jordan, like they had notoriously like the way they would lead the team. You'd see them like they'd do things like punch players in the face. They'd do arguments all the time. And LeBron kind of has a different approach because he's working with a younger core group of kids, these millennials and stuff. So he knows, like, I think his strategy is a little bit different. He's still just as, like, ruthless as them, where it's like, okay, if they're not like, stepping up and doing what I need them to do, we're going to ship them the fuck out of here. And you saw him do that with, like, a couple of players from the Lakers. But, like, he has a different approach where he's a lot more approachable. He's a lot more friendly. He's a lot more, like...
He's more trying to be your friend.
Yeah.
Whereas Jordan and Kobe, they just... Show up, do your job.
Yeah.
Help us win.
Yeah.
Like, and cutthroat.
And they're definitely getting yelled at practice and getting in your face.
And they were more like a lead by example type of guy. They wanted practices to be intense and stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting to see that new kid at 15 kind of has more of that mentality.
Well, like, his parents were, like, hesitant. They're like, I don't know. He's like, no, I want it. It'll be a year before LeBron. Like, LeBron was 16 when he got his first cover. I want to be younger than LeBron. Like, he is competitive. Like,
shit.
He's like, nah, give me it.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Because when I saw this Sports Illustrated cover, and like the only thing that I saw was like Jordan, LeBron, and then him. And so I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, when you were casing it in.
Yeah. So I was like, who is this kid? That's the other thing about the one and done. Like, if they get rid of that, like the one cool thing about that was for NBA was like this is free marketing for players.
Yeah.
Because you get so much exposure, like at least the big players do. Like Zion, like became as big as he was because and nobody watching high school basketball.
I don't think had Zion come out of high school, he would have been the number one pick.
Right.
The year at Duke did help him.
Yeah. The other thing is that it develops your game too.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that the NBA, you have a G League, right? You have a developmental league for the players. I'm surprised they don't offer like contracts for kids out of high school to play in the G League, where it's like, okay, we'll give you, base salary, like something cheap that we can afford, but at the same time you can also do sponsorships from Nike, Gatorade, whatever the fuck you want to. Like, is that way you can get paid if you don't want to go to college, and then you can have a contract through the G League.
No, that's why Brandon Jennings, he skipped out on college, went overseas for a year, played in China or Australia or something like that, and then came back and got drafted.
Right. I know players are doing that. But.
Yeah. People have talked about taking the G League route. I think Middle Ball brother tried to do the G League.
Yeah.
He went overseas, tried to make the G League team when he was able to be drafted because he didn't have to wait that year.
Right.
And just didn't. He didn't pan out. Like, they're like, no, we're not going to offer you a contract. Like, you're pretty bad. You're a 6'6" power forward. Nope.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think that if they did do that, like, the only thing that would happen was that, like, it would force NCAA to be like, yo, we have to pay these players because they're not even coming to college anymore.
No, but, like, if you think about it, like, the reason why they switched the rule is because of a lot of the players that were coming out of high school. You got to remember, there was like 10 to 15, 10, 20 of them every year. And some of them just weren't ready, and they would screw themselves so bad.
That's the thing, yeah.
Or they wouldn't get drafted, couldn't go to college. Now they're just overseas, and you kind of lose your livelihood. You're taking a big risk.
Yeah.
But, like, the people like Zion and LeBron, KD, like Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, those guys, it's hard to say would they be the same player had they not had that 1 year of college experience.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall, like
some
all
of
these...
like those players are like they probably would be who they were regardless.
Yeah.
But they probably developed their game a little bit further, so they're a little ahead of the curve coming in.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I do like about the one and done rule is that you get a little bit of developmental aspect to your game. Because like just it's so different going from high school. Like you're playing against 5'3" guards in high school.
Yeah. So like those guys, if they went high school straight to the NBA, they have a bad season.
Yeah.
Management starts not liking them.
Right.
They get in their own head. They get the yips, everything like that. So like that 1 year in college is actually kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
But it can also destroy your draft stock.
Yeah.
If you have a bad year, to where you have to stay maybe 2 years.
Right.
3 years,
Yeah. There's good and bad to it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like it. It is straight up just free advertising for
college.
For like even for like NBA players, like for the NBA, they're like, okay, at least put these players on blast in their college season, and then that way we can really like market them whenever they're coming in.
So they're allowed to make money off their likeness and image.
Whatever
So that means that they're not going to get paid a stipend.
Yeah.
That means if they're good and they like go to like an autograph signing, they can sign autographs for money now.
Yeah.
Can the jerseys for the school have their names on the back now? And then they have to pay that player a certain cut.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I like that.
I mean, that's the way.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. So the school's also making money, but then you're distributing it to the student as well.
Right.
And then, did you hear about the Congress?
Mm-mm.
Within an hour after this thing was passed, Congress is like, well, now let's tax them on their scholarship too. They're getting paid. Let's tax them on. And I was like, wow.
Jesus.
Are already trying to take these money out of the players' hands.
It's like they just
we
got money.
can tax them on their scholarship.
They just got money an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's income.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that though. Like the idea of just like paying them under likeness. That's probably the best way to go.
Because then some of the students aren't going to get paid.
Good. Yeah. You can't. I mean, like nobody gives a fuck about your tennis team.
Yeah. The college college can't afford to pay every student athlete.
Yeah.
Because some of the student athletes don't bring in money.
Sure, yeah. And I don't even think it's the college that's paying them, right? NCAA is just a third-party organization. They create bowl games, and then they just take money from people.
It's going to be interesting to say, like, hey, you can only make this amount of money. Are they going to limit the players from making money? Are the players going to be able to sign endorsement deals while they're in college?
Yeah.
Type thing?
Yeah.
You know,
they probably can't, huh? But like that, yeah, that would be the only perk to being in the G League is that you can sign endorsements.
Yeah, but then you're also not gonna get a big endorsement deal because you're in the G League type thing.
Sure.
Some of those guys, like minor league baseball players, just like they sign minor league baseball players, like, hey, we'll give you free gloves, free equipment, like discounts on. Because when my buddy was in AA, even when he was in Single A, he had a deal with Under Armour. He'd get free stuff from Under Armour. He'd get
That's cool.
3 free gloves a year and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those guys do get hooked up.
Yeah.
Like, even the minor league players, there are some benefits to being on a team.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that they changed it, though. So that's going to be good for the players and stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of percentage they're going to get off of that stuff.
The jersey sales?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like the quarterbacks and like all the, like, say Julio, when he was on, he went to Alabama?
Yeah.
You know, people have the number 11 jersey.
Yeah.
Number 11 could stand for Julio, it could stand for somebody else. So,
yeah. So they are going to put the names on the backs?
I think they would.
Yeah.
And then you just pay the student a certain percentage of the jersey sales that you have. And then that also creates more income for the school, too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when Julio leaves, a new number 11 comes in.
Right, yeah.
And then now you're going to have to sell another jersey if number 11's good again.
Yeah.
With the different name on the back.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, speaking of jerseys, like, did you see that when the Patriots signed Sanu, that Tom Brady hit him up and was like, hey, bro, I know you're number 12. Like, if you want number 12, it's yours. Did you see that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's kind of interesting because I think he's testing the new guy. He's like, how much I'm willing to sacrifice this jersey. What are you willing to sacrifice to be on this team?
Yeah.
Because I think the Patriots have a culture, and he's like, that's just a test right away off the bat before you even are on the team.
Yeah. Wasn't Josh Gordon number 12 in Cleveland?
I don't even remember what his number was.
I see the Seahawks claimed him off of waivers.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I saw. I thought he was out for the season, but apparently not, because they were talking about playing him against San Francisco, not this week but next week. And I thought that was the whole reason that they signed him and Sanu in the first place. Was I assumed Josh Gordon was out for the year.
Yeah.
But he already had a knee injury, like kind of nagging, but then like he re-injured it, like trying to tackle somebody.
I don't know why they were really good with him.
Yeah.
Like they kept him around last year when he was going through all the going back to rehab, getting his mind right and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they are now getting rid of him.
Right.
So maybe something wasn't working out.
Could be, yeah. Maybe the rehab wasn't working out the way that they had hoped.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
There could be an issue there.
I like Sanu though.
Yeah.
I think he'll probably fit in just fine. The other thing about that is that like with Brady, like Patriots fans, like he's had that number for, I don't know, 20 whatever it is, however long he's played. It's like if he gave up that number and got a new number, all of a sudden Brady jerseys, they'd have to get a new number. Everyone that had a Brady jersey 12, they'd get a new jersey for Brady, and it's like more money in his pocket out of nowhere.
You can't switch jersey numbers in the middle of the season because jerseys have already been made.
Yeah,
so
but like for next season or whatever.
Yeah, and then if you do, you'd have to you can kind of maybe switch numbers, but then you'd have to buy the rest of the jerseys for yourself.
Yeah. And
then you'd be able to switch, I guess.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. But, dude, the more I think about it with football, outside of the Patriots, who kind of have a dynasty of their own, but that's because they built this culture that of anybody that goes there, they kind of know what they're going to be up for. I think the Hawks were the only other team to really have a dynasty for a little bit in the NFL. And I think that's the only way to do that is really to have a phenomenal draft class. Like if you can draft really well and sign these players to like 4 or 5 years on a cheap deal, and you have good players coming in, it's like that. I think that's the only way to have a dynasty.
You have to hit later in the draft to get the cheap contracts. Like the thing that helped the Seahawks out was when they drafted Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
They did pay Matt Flynn. Russell Wilson beat him out first year.
Yeah.
Third round pick. Your quarterback making what, $1 million a year.
Yeah.
You can build off that.
You got him.
But then once you start having to pay the quarterback, then that starts eating to how good you can have your team be.
They got. They got Earl Thomas out of the draft. They got Cam. They got Richard Sherman. Like they built all these players out there. Their secondary was crazy, and they had them all super cheap.
Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
There's a bunch more.
They just had
along the line and everything like that.
Yeah, they just had phenomenal drafting, and I really think that's the only way to build a team now. Like the more I think about it, just because like once those 4 or 5 years are up, and then now you got to start paying these players. You saw what happened to the Seahawks; they all fell apart. So you can't just re-sign everybody.
Yeah, because you're like the cap.
Yep. So.
A lot of the Cowboys players that they've drafted in like the second round, because they usually take a risk at the second round. Sean Lee, they knew like he was injury prone. Mm-hmm. Drafted in the second round. Jalen Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence, all these guys, they took risks on them knowing that they had either character issues, stuff like that. First round talents, but there was issues with them. Jalen Smith, when they drafted him, they knew he was going to have to sit out a year.
Yeah. Because
he blew up his knee at Notre Dame. But then these players like Jalen, he signed a friendly deal. Mm-hmm. He's like, all right, I'll get my piece of the pie, but I'm going to leave a little bit, because he could have waited and signed for more.
Yeah.
They signed him early, and he's like, hey, they took care of me, now it's time for me to take care of them.
Right.
So.
How do you like, did you like when they picked up Zeke that year, when they picked up a running back? Because they could have picked up like Jalen Ramsey that year too.
Yeah, well, they've been trying to draft safeties.
Yeah.
But then like somebody will move up. Like we were targeting like Jamal Adams, Clinton Dix, like when those guys were coming out of college, and then like a team would just move up the board and take them right before us.
Yeah.
So, I think we've had a decent draft class. The Byron Jones pick was a little weird to me, but I think we traded back that year because somebody nabbed a safety right before us. Mm-hmm. So then we just traded back and drafted Jones, who shot up draft boards because of his broad jump and everything like that.
Right.
But he's panned out pretty good right now. His first couple years he struggled.
Yeah. It seems like the Cowboys, their last game they look great again.
Yeah, against the Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, I thought the Eagles were going to be one of the top teams in the league. So,
they've struggled. They've had a lot of injuries with the receiving core this year.
Yeah.
That's the team, like, we kind of, like, have to stay above them. But to get that one victory in the division against them already, that's nice. We beat the Giants on Monday night. We're looking good to win the division.
Yeah.
Be 4-0.
What do you think of Carson Wentz as a player? Like, outside of his injury proneness?
I think he's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, I think so, too.
My issue with him is that he's always injured.
Yeah.
And he didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He gets the Eagles to the playoffs every year.
He does.
That's the one thing. Like, he does, and then Nick Foles had to come in and finish every freaking time.
Right. I think there's like outside of his injury proneness, like there's such a high upside to that kid. Like I think he's a phenomenal quarterback.
Yeah. He can run if he needs to.
Yeah.
He's very smart, accurate. He can make all the throws. So he's good. He gets injured every year.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. Like Dak compares himself to Wentz because Wentz was drafted before Dak. Mm-hmm. Dak has better numbers than Wentz because he's won the division more, everything like that. He looks at Wentz's contract. I want more. That's Dak's thing. Right. He wants more than Wentz. Just pay him more than Wentz. That's what he wants. So that's his contract negotiation.
Right.
I think Wentz is by far a better quarterback.
Yeah. If roles are reversed and Dak was on Eagles and Wentz was on the Cowboys.
Super Bowl.
You think? Yeah.
I don't think Dak can win a Super Bowl. And I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah. They pretty much now at this point surrounded him with talent in all different aspects.
Yeah, well, our team is solid. Like, roster wise, like talent, elite talent wise, I think we have one of the best rosters in the NFL.
Yeah. Have they franchise tagged anybody yet this year? Because you get one, right? You get one guy a year.
They didn't franchise anybody. The year before, I think they franchised DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
And then he signed a new deal. So, this next year, Dak's probably going to get franchised, or Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Because I think both of their contracts expire after this year.
Yeah. I mean, one of them is definitely getting franchised because you can't.
Yeah, but I don't think we can afford to keep both. Maybe they signed him, and like right now we have $25 million in cap.
Yeah.
But next year, all those contracts that we signed are going to start kicking in. So you still got to find money for Leighton. I know Sean Lee probably redid his contract. I could see them maybe cutting ties with Tyron Smith.
Yeah.
Because he's always hurt. He's been hurt the last 2 years. Like, both of our tackles have been hurt this year. So, that's why you see Dak getting pressure a lot.
Yeah.
The offensive line hasn't been that great. Zeke hasn't, It's
Same thing with the Patriots. Their tackles went out, too.
Yeah. There's been a lot of offensive lineman injuries this year.
Which, I feel like that's pretty rare, right? There's not that many, line injuries that happen year to year. I feel like most injuries that happen are,
usually
corners or something.
It's, blocking and then somebody running into you, tearing up your knee. That's what happened to Smith during the Saints game. And then I think the next game, Collins went out at right tackle.
Or running backs, because they're smashed at every play.
Yeah.
Have you seen these rumors about Brady, possibly going to another team next year?
I've heard rumors that, a lot of people think this is Brady's last year.
I keep seeing that, and, it doesn't really make any sense, considering he's been with the Patriots for so long, he's won 6 rings with them. But, the more I think about it, I think between Belichick, Brady, and what's the owner's name? Kraft. I think some shit has probably gone down that nobody knows about, and they're one of us has to go.
There was 2 years ago, what was it, 2 years ago when they still had Jimmy G?
Yeah.
Belichick didn't want to get rid of Jimmy G.
No?
No. He wanted to keep him because he thought that
it's the future, right?
Because Brady was getting older, and he's like, all right, hey.
Do they hate each other or not? Because I've heard rumors that they fucking hate each other.
Who?
Brady and Belichick.
They got to. Tom, he might be a system guy.
He is 100%. I love Tom Brady. I think he's the GOAT for what he's done, because regardless of anything, you still have to perform under pressure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when he goes out, if he gets injured and goes out for the season, the Patriots still go 11-5 or whatever.
No, that 1 year where he tore his knee from the low hit by the safety, they didn't do well.
What year was that, though?
It's the year after they got Moss. So the year they went to the Super Bowl.
10 years ago?
Yeah, they went 16-0.
Yeah.
And then
but they didn't
lost in the Super Bowl, and then
who was their backup, though?
First game or second game. It wasn't anybody. I think it was Ryan Mallett.
Yeah.
So, and then...
But, they
didn't do so well. But, Jimmy G, when Tom was suspended a couple of years ago, he did good.
Yeah. But I definitely do think Patriots are more of a system. He's definitely a system quarterback. I think, if you check in the last 2 years compared to maybe 5 years ago, they've definitely, pulled the reins back on Brady with his play calling and stuff. So they have him doing specific stuff over the last couple of years.
He doesn't really throw the ball deep. It's all the short
definitely
passes
not anymore.
And stuff
He's
like that.
all about the 8-yard passes and stuff and get it down the field.
When you start losing arm strength and stuff like that, because obviously he has, you don't see him chuck it deep that much anymore. He's lost arm strength.
I'm sure he has, yeah.
But as long as you can tailor your offense to what you have, you're fine. And I think that's what makes Belichick so good, is that he does tailor to his players' needs. He doesn't just run his system.
Sure.
He also tailors to what the player is good at.
And Belichick is also, his strategic mind is so ahead of everybody else. And I think, you can make the argument that you don't you need both Brady and Belichick. You can definitely make that argument, but I think if Brady wasn't there, Belichick could probably find another QB to do what he needed them to do. if Belichick's not there, I don't know if Brady becomes the quarterback that he does.
Yeah. Well, it's like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
He needed Phil Jackson to win titles.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, he needed Pippen and Jackson. You know, you can say like you do like it's not just you can't just look at the player and be like, dude, he would have done that regardless. No, like you need a coach.
Yeah.
Like Duncan, Popovich, like those guys. Like maybe Duncan doesn't win without Popovich. Maybe Popovich doesn't win without Duncan and Robinson.
Spurs are kind of the Patriots of the NFL, aren't they? Or the NBA.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's been the comparison for a long
Yeah.
time. They're just make the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
Those are the only two franchises that consistently, because they've had the same head coach,
Yeah.
the players, everything like that.
Imagine this though. Imagine next year Brady takes off and goes to the Bills.
I think Brady, if he does get released, I see him
Retiring, yeah.
Either that, I mean,
I don't see him. Yeah, it'd be weird to see him in anybody else's jersey, but like to go to the actual like to the Bills and be like, all right, let's see what happens.
Goes to the Dolphins.
They have a
win
great
the Super
defense.
Bowl.
I mean, please, I think you end your career on the game one. Yeah, like I kept hearing those rumors, and I was like, why would he go to another team? Like, if anything, I would just retire.
Your legacy.
Yeah.
You don't want to play. That's the thing. Like Joe Montana, Niners. He went to the Chiefs. He kind of like you didn't play as well.
Yeah.
Like you kind of mess with your legacy a little bit.
Definitely.
And you want to be one of those only players that it's super rare now. You played for one NFL team your whole career.
Yeah. Who does that anymore?
18 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Quarterbacks are the only ones that do that, really.
And even then, not really. Brett Favre didn't
He
even
should have
stay with
retired, though.
But even on the Packers, like that was his second team. A lot of people forget that he was drafted by the Falcons.
Yeah, and then for him to go to Minnesota was weird.
John Elway.
Yeah.
John Elway wasn't drafted by the Broncos.
Right. Isn't he an owner of the Broncos now?
Yeah, is the
Or something like that?
GM.
Something like that.
He
yeah.
might be a part owner too.
Yeah. Did you watch the Thursday night Falcons? Not Falcons, but Niners Arizona Cardinals game?
No.
So I was watching that game, and for one, Kenyon Drake went over there, and like he immediately made an impact for the for the Cardinals. Got over he got like 120 yards, and he's been on the team for like 3 days, so he's able to shine a little bit over there. So good for him. But dude, watching the Arizona play, I'm like, they get a penalty called on them every play. Every single play, their defense gets a flag. It's unbelievable.
Who's their coach?
It's
not Arians, is it?
I don't think so. I don't remember who it is.
That's the thing. They're a young team, undisciplined. That's gonna happen.
It was unbelievable. I was like, there's a flag on them every play.
That's having young players, and that's kind of on the coaching staff as well.
Yeah.
Like you got to teach discipline. Like you can't be making boneheaded mistakes like that.
Yeah. And then speaking of coaching, then on the other side of the field, you have who are they play? Arizona and who the fuck was in the Niners. You have Shanahan over there, and don't you? What's that guy's name?
Jay Gruden, isn't it?
No. Their coordinator, offensive coordinator
For the Niners?
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan? Maybe?
Shanahan, yeah. Kyle Shanahan. Too many Shanahans. Kyle Shanahan's over there, and then now they're 8-0 now, I think. Their play calling has been ridiculous. And like this is the first full game I watched of the Niners play. Garoppolo just sits in that pocket and looks real smooth, bro.
Here's my issue with Garoppolo. He didn't turn the ball over that game.
0 turnovers that game.
But if you look at his the games before, he has an interception every game.
Does he?
Yeah.
But like that, I mean, maybe it was just that game, but he looked good that game.
Dude, I forgot to set my lineup on Thursday.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't have a quarterback playing
Yeah,
this week.
I noticed that immediately when I saw Kenyon Drake start going off, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that you had Kenyon Drake, and then I looked online, and then I was like, okay, this guy doesn't even have a quarterback playing.
Yeah,
it's an empty slot, and then you have Garoppolo and Kenyon Drake on your bench, and they got like.
I looked and I was like, dude, work was crazy on Thursday, all right?
Yeah.
I was just looking to get off the goddamn clock.
Yeah.
And then I forgot.
I was like, this guy's got like 60 points just sitting on his bench.
Yeah.
But dude, the Niners are like, I wasn't sure about the Niners. I still think that they might be that team that goes undefeated in the regular season and loses game 1 of the playoffs.
I don't think so.
But they look good, and Nick Bosa looks like just he's okay. First of all, he's already Rookie of the Year. Got to be Rookie of the Year.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, got to be. He might just be Defensive Player of the Year.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
He's playing out of his mind, dude.
Yeah, he is. He's playing very well. Myles Garrett sack numbers are up. Shaquille Barrett, who got off to a hot start, I don't know how he's been doing for Tampa Bay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be up there. He's probably going to get some defensive player votes just if he keeps it up.
Yeah.
There was talks coming out of college that he was already better than his brother.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely better than Joey.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of knew that coming in. So it's really not surprising. Both of them are playing very well this year.
Dude, he snatched the ball out of the air.
For a pick?
Yeah, for a pick. Just jumped up and grabbed it. And he not batted it away, not just stuck his hand out and it happened to hit the ball. He just grabbed it, snatched it out of the air.
Would you text me earlier this week? You're like, are there fat players in the NFL anymore?
Dude, there aren't. No one is fat in the NFL anymore. I used to see linemen with their jerseys rolled up and guts hanging out. All the linemen are lean now. I don't know what's going on, but everyone is just everyone's way bigger. Back in the day, if you were 6'2", if you were 6'2", 215, you're a lineman. Today, you're a corner.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's just people taking care of their bodies more now.
Is it, or is it steroids? Is it or is it just
No.
Do you remember back in the day, when you played? Did you have any kids do steroids in high school?
I'm sure there was a couple.
There was a couple, and they were always injured.
Yeah.
Right? They always got injured because their joints just couldn't handle whatever the fuck they were doing. Maybe they got too big for their frames, or maybe they were just pushing too much weight in the locker room or in the weight room. But every player that was ever on steroids, at least maybe at that age, they were always injured. They could be, it's oh, you're a great player, but you just never get to play because you're always injured.
That's just kids being dumb though too. They don't know exactly what they're doing, what to do.
Yeah, they need professional NFL teams to help them take their steroids.
No, okay, so here's the thing: college football, right? Your freshman year, you go in, you're gaining. You're gaining 20, 25 pounds
easily.
Your first year, just because of the weight, they make you lift 2-3 times a day.
Yeah,
you're lifting every day. You gain a ton of muscle. They have
a cooking staff on you.
You have nutritionists telling you what to eat, what to not eat. They put you on a diet plan. Yeah.
They feed you after every workout. They feed you. They're you need to eat this, and this.
Yeah. You definitely because I had a couple buddies that were, at NU or football that went on to play college ball, and they would come back, and you're like, Jesus, you just see their traps.
Yeah.
You see their traps and stuff like that, and I'm like, damn, they put you on a weight regimen, everything like that. So you gain a ton of muscle. So it's not surprising to see NFL players come in and just be totally ripped, because body image now is one of the other things that they want, the physique and stuff like that. But you see some of these guys get out of the NFL, these linemen, they had the weight on them for a reason. You see them get out of the NFL and they slim down, cut down, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But that's just
you mean after they retire?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's wild though, because I started to notice a difference a few years ago when I started seeing linemen running a 4.5. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? How are these huge 300-pound dudes running 4.5s, 4.6s, 4.55? And then you see somebody like Aaron Donald, and you're he's just ripped. And is he a OT? Is he what is his?
Aaron Donald?
Yeah.
DT.
DT.
Right end. He plays 3-4, so he can go inside if he needs to, but he also can go outside.
Yeah.
Because he is fast too. It's not surprising. Yeah. It's really not. You remember DeBrickashaw Ferguson?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude was ripped out of his mind at lineman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I was watching that game. I was like, there's no fat players in the NFL anymore. Zero. They don't exist.
There are some.
They're on the bench. Yeah. That's what they are.
You do need a run stuffer though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How important is the what I never really see too often anymore is just the fullback position, really.
You got Juszczyk in San Francisco.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best ones.
Remember that one big hoss that was on the
Mike
Browns?
Allstott? No. Not Mike Allstott.
He was like the white running. He was like the white huge fullback that was just like taking over the game. I think he was even on a Madden cover one year.
You're talking about Peyton Hillis?
Peyton Hillis.
He was a running back. He wasn't.
Man, he was a fullback. He was like 240.
He looked like a fullback.
He was way too big to be a running back.
Mr. Arms?
Yeah.
You're talking about Mr. Arm?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had one good year.
He had 1 year, and then I don't know what happened to that guy. So what do you think happens to Bridgewater after this year? He's set up to make like 20 to 30 mil this offseason.
He's going to get a contract.
He's definitely going to get
probably like a 2-year, $30-40 million deal.
Yeah.
It's not going to be anything good. It's going to be a prove-it contract.
Yeah.
Might be a 1 year. I mean, Bridgewater was good before he got hurt in Minnesota.
Sure, yeah.
It was unfortunate. I think, Sam Bradford came in. They traded for Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
You know, because
I think he was a number 1 draft pick out of the draft too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he came out, I think, the final year that they could negotiate their own contracts. Yeah. It wasn't slot-based.
Mm-hmm.
So he came out a year early, too. Otherwise, he would have stayed. Maybe it was Stafford that was the last one.
That reminds me. Stafford's been playing out of his mind this year.
Yeah.
He's got one of the best QB ratings this year. His like interception numbers are down. Like he's just killing it.
Forgot who it said that. Oh, Josh Allen has the best fourth quarter QBR rating.
Really?
Yeah. The Buffalo Bills quarterback.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's surprising. Like I was like, that's very intriguing.
Yeah. Interesting. And then like who came back last week? The redheaded kid up there, the Jets.
Oh, Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold came back and then
he actually came back against the Cowboys.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
But they didn't win though.
Yeah. That's when the Cowboys lost to the Jets.
Yeah.
The Jets' only win came against the damn Cowboys. Embarrassing.
Yeah. What do you think of Darnold?
I don't think he's that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's serviceable. But I've heard the trade deadline, they were looking to unload a lot of the players. Jamal Adams had ties with the Cowboys. Cowboys offered a pretty decent deal. Jets wanted more. They wanted what Ramsey.
Yeah.
The Rams traded Ramsey for. Glad the Cowboys didn't do that. There are still talks going on about maybe Jamal Adams going to the Cowboys in the offseason via trade.
Yeah.
So I think that would be good for us. We do need safety help. But Le'Veon Bell was on the trade block.
Mm-hmm.
He supposedly the Pittsburgh Steelers were interested in trading for Le'Veon Bell.
Really?
Yeah, there was talks.
Huh.
And I was like, that's pretty intriguing that you didn't want to pay the man and now you're trying to trade for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Connor's numbers are probably down this year. Like they it was interesting because the year that Le'Veon sat out, all of a sudden Connor just took off.
Yeah.
And then you went, he's definitely not Le'Veon, but you go, I can take this. A way cheaper player, I can take this. And then, like, you see the next year. I mean, granted, like, everyone's kind of gone from that team now.
I think the Roethlisberger
injury,
that hurts. Their defense isn't as strong. There's a lot of problems going on in Pittsburgh, locker room, Tomlin, everything like that, a lot of the players. So there are going to be changes coming to the Steelers next year.
Yeah. Is Roethlisberger done, you think?
There was talks that he was like he was contemplating retirement 2-3 years ago. Like every offseason, it was like the Brett Favre thing, like, I might retire. Like, they need to draft a quarterback.
They definitely
do. I could see Bridgewater going back to the Steelers because I think he did back up Ben 1 year.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I can't remember that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Tomlin's been there for a hot second, huh?
He took over for Cowher.
Yeah.
So he's been there.
I think they've only had 3 head coaches in like the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, they've definitely built themselves
stability.
Yeah.
It's super stable. Yeah. You been watching any NBA?
Yeah. Let's get to. Let me ask you one thing before we go into NBA. Do you think like level of play always increases throughout history, like with sports and stuff? The quality of athletes that are in the NFL now are probably better than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like definitely in a sport that's newer, you'll see that. Like, but I mean, football has been around for a while.
Yes.
Do you think like a running back from the past? Do you think that they would do well today in the game today?
Certain ones.
Yeah.
Certain ones that were physically
Bo
better.
Jackson or something like that.
Yeah, Bo Jackson, Jim Brown, like
Yeah.
these tanks. Dickerson would probably be fine too.
Yeah.
They were just bigger, faster, stronger than their competition. But now, like, every athlete is bigger, stronger, faster than their predecessors.
Right.
Like, you look at film from the old days, all the people are skinny, not strong,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. I think Dick Butkus would probably be fine at linebacker.
Yeah.
You know, he was semi-fast. So it's just maybe moving certain people to different positions rather than, you know, Ed Too Tall Jones, 6'9" defensive end. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
yeah. You know, he was just bigger, faster, stronger. It's kind of like Wilt in the NBA. When he was in the NBA, like, you see him, what was he averaging, like 40 rebounds a game?
Right.
He was just so much bigger than everybody else.
Was he playing against white guys though?
Yeah, that too. I mean,
Oh, did you see that Trent Williams thing?
I did.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, when that story came out, I was like, he's an OT for the Redskins. And he had a tumor removed from his head.
And then
He had
the
three
Redskins-
surgeries in the offseason to get this tumor removed. And he was saying that, like, this was like 6 years ago he first complained or told them about this growth that he had. And then they were like, oh, it's just something minor, don't worry about it. And then every year for the last 6 years, it just kept growing and growing and growing until they were like, oh, it's a tumor. And then he, like, didn't go to their doctors. He went to a different set of doctors to get it removed. But then he was just, like, it's crazy to be like, you're fine. Just fucking, you're good. Just put on a helmet. You'll be fine. It's nothing minor.
It's your helmet. It's cut. You know, you got hit in the head. It's just a bump.
Yeah. Dude, I was like, that's so crazy. Like, you don't give a shit about these players.
That kind of goes into what we talked about last week.
Yeah.
About, like, just franchises just trying to make as much money
Yeah.
make their team as good as possible.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we can't have this guy, like, his premier offensive tackle. We need him to play.
Yeah. I mean, he's still on the Redskins. And
he wanted to get traded.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
He was like, he's like, this is football. Like, he's like, I don't have any disdain for the game of football because, I mean, football is what it is. It's a sport. Like, it's the people in it that kind of make it what it is. So he's like, I still love football. It's just like the trust is just not there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, goddamn right the trust is not there. That's crazy.
You have to watch out for yourself.
Yeah.
You, like, take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's like...
Kind of like in our job. Take care of yourself.
Yeah. And it's like, that's whenever I see players like the year that Kawhi, like, sat out and was like, I'm not coming back, and then he went to Toronto, it's like, everyone thought he was crazy, and then it turns out, like, you know, like, everyone thought his uncle that was telling him he's not going to fucking play or whatever, it's like, he's doing the right thing for himself, because, like, his uncle was like, you're not going to make a D Rose out of my kid. So, let's move on to NBA.
One more subject.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the Talib? Talib got traded to the Dolphins.
He did?
Yeah, he's like, I'm quitting. I'm leaving.
Is he actually?
Yeah, I think he's on IR anyway.
Is he?
But, yeah.
He's like, when I get off of this, I don't want to play for the Dolphins.
He's like,
They already traded away everybody anyway.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, nobody wants to play for the Dolphins. Dude, if I'm Tua, I'm worried. I'm really genuinely
Stay in
worried.
college.
Yeah, because he's only been there 3 years. He can stay for a fourth.
Who's to say the Dolphins don't tank again the following year, though?
Yeah, but I mean, I think they'll definitely get a quarterback this year. I mean, they very well could pick 2 quarterbacks in a row, year to year. Like, I mean, I think the Browns have done that.
Cardinals did it.
Yeah.
They picked Rosen top 10.
Yeah.
And then they switched around and picked
Kyler. Yeah, which is kind of crazy, but I mean, whatever. But dude, if I'm Tua, I'm worried. But at least if he waits another year, other players, you know,
it could affect his draft stock.
It definitely probably will.
Yeah.
Because I think if he comes out this year, he's definitely gonna be the number 1 pick. If he comes out any year, I think he's the number 1 pick.
There's a lot of scrutiny with quarterbacks when they start the draft process.
Yeah.
Like, you see the quarterback shift and, like, change ranks.
Sure.
I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers and Alex Smith, when they both came out, there's talks of Aaron Rodgers, who's going to be the number one pick.
Yeah.
Like, you see Alex Smith took the spot, and then Rodgers fell.
Way down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When did he... Was he...
With 24, 26?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. He waited a long
Dude, that's what you need to do. You need to let a quarterback drop in stock and pick him late, way later than he thought he was supposed to, and then he comes in with a chip on his shoulder and becomes the greatest player ever. That's what you need to do with these quarterbacks. You can't pick them number one. Every number one quarterback, have they ever worked out?
There's always those quarterbacks that fall to like the third, fourth round that are like better.
Yeah.
Than like, you know, you look at a majority of the starting quarterbacks. A lot of them were number one picks.
Peyton is the only one, right?
Bradford.
No. I mean, Bradford. Has he done anything?
Bradford. Stafford. Cam was number one. Like a lot of the Ben Roethlisberger was drafted. Eli was drafted. Phillip Rivers.
They were all number one?
No, Phillip Rivers, Ben, and Eli were all in the same draft class.
Right.
They went one. I think the Chargers drafted Eli 2. No, it was the Chargers drafted Eli 1. The Giants drafted Rivers like 4, I think, and then they traded. And then Roethlisberger was drafted like 6 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah, and out of them, Roethlisberger's the only one with it. No, Eli has 2.
Eli has 2.
Yeah.
Rivers is the only one who hasn't won one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's rare to see like number one draft pick come in and just do, I think...
Super, super good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would rather have a fourth-round quarterback than a first-round quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying, let him come in with a chip on his shoulder. Did you see LeBron's hair fall out of his head?
No, I didn't.
Dude,
I heard about it.
Dude, this is... Like, the video's not that good, but, like, you see LeBron's, like... You see Anthony Davis, like, start laughing and pointing at LeBron. He's like, yo, fix that shit. It's kind of off. And then there's, like, a picture. I'll show you the picture right now. I screenshotted it. But, like... Do you see the back of his head has patches of hair, and the front of his head, like, it got pushed up. Like, he doesn't even have a hair transplant. It's like he has something glued on his head.
Why? Why don't just shave?
Just shave it off.
Look at what Kobe did towards the end of his career.
Yeah, like, dude,
Kobe,
shave it off.
Afro Kobe was the best Kobe.
Yeah, dude, no. Number 8 Afro was that's my favorite Kobe.
Yeah.
But dude, what, you're like a billionaire. Just shave that shit off, bro.
Dude, nobody cares. Everybody rocks the...
Everyone knows your hairline is garbage.
Yeah.
Like, let's just...
Look at Jordan. Jordan had the bald head his entire life.
Yeah.
Like, you lost your hair. Deal with it.
It's fine with it, yeah. You're the most...
You either get hair transplants or hair plugs or whatever, or you just don't care.
Yeah. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is anybody really going to say anything to you? Like, just...
Like, what?
He's got a good shaped head. You're fine. Just shave it off.
Why? Like,
But also, AD is the only person on the team that could tell him. Anybody else would be like, they'd get chipped the fuck out. They're like, what'd you just say about my hair?
Yeah.
You're gone.
I mean, was that the same game where you got everybody to chant Taco Tuesday?
Yeah, I think that was...
The game before?
Yeah.
And then the next game, everybody's like, no, hairline.
Yeah.
Bald head.
But yeah, that was... when I saw that, I was like, what in the fuck? Cut that shit off. The Warriors. Coming in, they've had a rough 6-game stretch. From last 2 games from last year to the first 3 games this year.
D'Angelo Russell isn't fitting in as well. Steph doesn't have anybody to defer to.
And now he has a broken left hand and can't even play.
Yeah. So, like, here's the thing. Steph had a lot of pressure taken off. Like, even when it was just him and Clay, like, that was good because you ride the hot hand. Yeah. Steph is either going to be hot or Clay is going to be hot.
Yeah.
They switch
and one
quarters.
of them will definitely be hot. Sometimes both of them are hot.
Yeah. So, it's like pick your poison. Yeah. 2 of the best shooters in the NBA. The 3
Ever.
is always going to be open.
Yeah.
So, it's rough. It's rough. Steph... broken hand, they're not winning a game.
No,
they're rough.
No Clay, no Steph.
No Iggy.
No Iggy.
Iggy, I think.
No Livingston.
Yeah.
No KD. And now you're just rocking with D'Angelo Russell and Draymond.
I think the KD signing kind of threw them off a little bit.
Threw them off in how?
Team chemistry. There was a lot of arguments.
You mean for him signing on to the team?
Yeah. Because they were fine without him. And they could have kept probably a better roster without him. But then they kind of got rid of a lot of pieces to get him.
Yeah. They were still pretty deep, though, when they had him. You still had Iggy coming off the bench.
Yeah, and then they traded Iggy away.
Right.
Is he even playing?
I haven't seen him.
He got traded to Memphis, didn't he?
Yeah, I haven't watched any Memphis games.
Yeah.
I've only watched a select few games. And we're only like 5 games deep, but like, I've only watched a few different games so far. But yeah, the Warriors coming out to a rough start.
Yeah.
It's not really looking good for them this year.
Draymond's not a reliable number 2, and I think D'Angelo.
Hell no.
D'Angelo, he hasn't played that well, but it's because he needs the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
He needs to be able to create his stuff, and to me that doesn't mix well with what the Warriors.
I don't know who the other 3 players on the Warriors are.
They have a lot of injuries with their big man. Cauley Stein's hurt.
Yeah.
They got Cauley Stein from the Kings.
Like, if you look at their starting 5 for tomorrow or whatever, I don't know 3 of these players.
Who's it going to be? Russell, Draymond,
and then 3 players that I've never heard of. That's who it's going to be. Where they're coming out, that's kind of because I heard rumors that they might play Clay, but if at this point, I don't know if I would.
No.
I'm like, you know what? Steph just broke his hand. I don't even want you coming back this year.
Do they have their number 1 pick this next year?
I think so.
That'd be good for them.
Yeah. But I think if it's crazy because the Warriors were one of those teams where before this year, the only way you beat the Warriors is if they get injured, because there's no way you're beating the Warriors 4 out of 7 games. You're just not going to do that. And then now to see how many injuries have piled up, it's this is the only way to beat them. It's kind of crazy.
Kyrie, when Durant comes back, it's going to be...
That'll be interesting.
They're going to argue so much.
They will, and there's already been talks about Kyrie's mood swings and stuff like that.
The Nets are not happy with it.
Yeah.
And that's
Kyrie.
He's always been that way.
He has been that guy. That's just who he is. I think Durant talked about it a little bit. He was like, I can handle Kyrie better than most people can, because he's I know the process that he's going to go through to get ready for his games and stuff. And so in that sense, it might be a little bit better, but when he comes back, it's going to be weird. It will be weird next year. It's...
I think with Durant, if he's comfortable not being the best player, type thing.
Yeah.
Because I think he did say something along that lines. I'm not trying to be the best player in the NBA anymore.
I think that Achilles injury definitely played to that, because he's I don't know what kind of player I'm going to be when I get back.
Yeah. Kyrie is very hard to play with, I think.
Yeah, dude.
Along the lines of Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
A lot of Russell's teams talk great about him. His teammates have always said great things about Westbrook, though. Kyrie, I can't say the same
as a
thing.
person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His rebounding numbers are still up.
Yeah.
I don't know how Capella feels about it.
Yeah. But the weird thing about Russell is that everybody that plays with him does better when they leave.
Talking about Oladipo.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
And those are 2 specific players, and Harden are do you make your teammates better?
I thought George played well with Westbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul George was in MVP talks last year.
Okay, that's true. That is true. But it's just Westbrook is just one of those players where it's we can try to give you as many pieces as we can, but for some reason it just doesn't work out.
Yeah. James Harden dropped 59 points.
Yeah.
Next game, 2 for 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
That game he dropped 59 points. Did you see the score of that game?
No.
159 to 158.
Jesus Christ.
Didn't go to overtime.
Right.
No defense.
Who did they play?
They played the Wizards.
Who's on?
Bradley Beal went 14 for 20.
Yeah.
So that's great shooting, but where's the defense?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Nobody, the NBA doesn't give a fuck about defense anymore. I think they're just stack it up.
That's 317 points.
Yeah.
Regulation.
Yeah. That's insane.
Talking about the Warriors, that first quarter against the Suns.
Yeah.
The Suns, 43 to 13 or some crap like that.
Yeah, that was insane, dude. It's not even close losses. It's blowout losses. Yeah. And that was with Steph, right? That was when Steph was still there?
I think that's the game he broke.
Is that the game that he broke his hand? Yeah. Devin Booker is an offensive machine, That's just what he does.
And that's with Aiden suspended 25 games.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that I noticed and I think Kyrie realized this when he went to the Celtics. How long was he there? 2 years?
Yeah.
I think he went to the Celtics thinking, this is my team, and I'm going to lead them to the championship, to the promised land. And I think when he got there, he realized this is Tatum's team.
Tatum was a rookie.
He was. But, like, the upside to him and, like, coming in, like, I think people were like, yo, this kid is a star in the making. And, like, and I think the last game that I saw with Tatum, like, him when he hit the clutch, like, game winner and stuff like that, he's just, like, Kemba Tatum, I think, is a crazy good combo.
Here's my issue with Kyrie. Kyrie is a great player. Mm-hmm. He is not a leader. He cannot lead a team. Look at the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Before he got there, they had all those number 1 picks. Guess what? Why were they getting the number 1 pick every freaking year? Their record was trash.
Yeah.
And Kyrie was young. I get that.
Yeah.
But he never learned how to lead. He kind of learned, like LeBron leading the team was better. Kyrie is clutch, can make the big shots and everything like that, wants the pressure. I don't think he knows how to lead.
You know what's interesting? Like Kyrie the other day was like, he was like, man, like what we really need is like a 15-year vet to come in and tell us, like, you know, this is a process. It's going to take a while to like be able to show these kids that I'm playing with right now. And it's like, hey, you know who you had that with?
Yeah.
LeBron James.
But it's also on him. He learned from LeBron. LeBron gave him these tools, and he is not implementing them.
Yeah.
So it's on Kyrie. Kyrie is the best player on the team.
Yeah.
You should be the leader.
Yeah. That's
leading. He doesn't, and with the mood swings and stuff like that, I don't think he can lead.
Yeah. No, definitely not. He's, you know what he is? He's like the Rucker Park, like, king. He's like street ball.
Flashy.
He's like, yeah. He's like...
The dribble moves.
First team all street ball is what Kyrie is. He's like hot sauce.
It makes
from
it
and
like,
one.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
It's great. Like that. It's fun to watch that. Yeah. But at the same time, like, be a team player.
Yeah.
Like that. If you're turning the ball over doing that crap, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like there's no need to make shit that is simple be flashy.
But that's his biggest thing. He's like, I want to make difficult looking shots. I want to make difficult.
He makes them.
He makes them. He doesn't make them, but like, dude, the high percentage shots are there. I mean, like, involve your team. I mean, like, I don't know.
It's the same thing with like my issue with Harden and yours probably too.
Yeah.
He dribbles the clock out and sets his teammates up to fail.
But it's weird because like when he was on OKC and coming off the bench, he was playing lockdown D. He was locking down Kobe.
Yeah, defense is one of those things where you have to.
He just gave up on it. He's like, I don't give a shit about it anymore.
I mean, if you want to be an offensive player like Harden does,
yeah.
Guess what? Why exert yourself on defense?
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like
these guys are going to get exerted guarding me.
I understand. Yeah, that's true. Like I understand, and that's another reason I'm like, don't be fat, Harden. Like get in shape so you can like last 48 minutes playing two-way ball. But that's the other thing. Like I think he realized, you know, I'm offensive. Like once he left OKC and the Rockets became his team, and he's like, yo, I can really go off offensively. He's like, okay, all my energy is going to be all on offense. Players will just run by me. Who gives a shit? I'll just out offense my bad defense, and and that's why I love two-way players so much. Like, and that's why Giannis is like probably my favorite player, right now. And like I could say, you could say Kawhi too, but like he's also like doesn't want to be the guy. He's like, yo, I want a supporting cast. Dude, okay. Did you know Giannis had 3 brothers?
Yep.
You did?
Yep.
I saw him playing with his brother the other day, and I was like, who the fuck is this other guy with Antetokounmpo written on his jersey? And then I Googled it, and I was like, he's got 3 brothers?
Yeah, he has an older brother who...
They're both older than him.
Giannis?
Yeah, that's the guy that's on the team with him.
Okay. And then...
He's got another older brother who's on the Lakers as a power forward.
Costa?
Yeah. And then he has a third one who's playing, I think, overseas or something?
No, his third brother is still in high school.
Oh, is he in high school?
Supposedly Alexei or Alexa or something like that. Yeah. Alexei, yeah. He supposedly is the most gifted one out of all 4.
Really?
Yeah. And they're all tall. They're all super lanky.
So are they blood brothers?
Yep.
But he's not adopted, is he?
Who?
Giannis?
No. They're all part of the same family.
Oh, okay. Same mom, same dad, both full-blooded brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They just happen to grow up in Greece?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're all from Greece.
Yeah. Yo, what's up with all these countries? Like, they're just full of black people now. Like, France, all black guys. The France soccer team, all black guys. Colombia, all black people. They're like, you know what? These white people are not working out. Let's bring in a bunch of black people, and this is going to be our new country from now on. Sports-wise, anyway.
It's the melting pot.
They're killing it, though.
No, yeah. That's the melting pot.
Yeah.
I mean, America, everything. Like, you know, there's theories on it and stuff like that. Like,
slavery.
No.
Yeah.
No, there's theories on it that the white people are going to be the minority within like 50, 100 years.
Yeah. I mean, you mean in America?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
I could see that. I mean, right now, they're still the mass majority.
And I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
that's part of the world. That's part of, you know.
At some point, everyone's going to be like a tan, olive, beige color.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I was like there's 4 brothers on this family, like, and they all play basketball at a high level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know he was playing. Like, so you're telling me the Bucks, by the way, they're Fear the Deer. I think I love that shirt. That's an awesome shirt. But so you have the Antetokounmpo brothers and the Brook Lopez and his brother are on that team too?
You have
the Lopez
one
brothers.
brother. I think one of the brothers plays for the Mavericks or got drafted by the Mavericks. That might be the one that they
just recently got.
Yeah, that might be the one.
Yeah.
And then I know
they signed one in the offseason.
And then one of them is overseas, and I think that's.
Wait, Lopez has more than one brother?
No, Lopez. That's his twin brother.
That's his twin brother. Yeah.
Yeah, Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They, by the way, both look like the Geico caveman. Like, jeez, you just get to a certain point when you get too big. If you get over 6'5", you're starting to look weird. You're a weird looking motherfucker. Like, if you stay like 6'4" is pushing it. If you're like anywhere, like if you're below 5'4", kind of a weird looking guy. And if you're above 6'4", if you want to be in that middle zone for sure.
6'4". I mean. Yeah, 6'6" is pretty tall. I know a couple 6'6" people.
Yeah,
really
it's
tall.
rare to find like just a handsome dude.
I mean, I don't ever feel small, but like hanging out with some of my friends, like I'm like one of the shortest people.
Yeah,
like, I'm like, fuck, I feel short.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, like D Wade's a good looking dude, and like there's few guys that can just like still be handsome at that height.
D Wade's what, only 6'4", 6'5"? He's on the shorter end.
Yeah, and that's why. And that's why. He just made the cusp of 6'4". Yeah, I was surprised how many brothers are in the NBA. That's crazy.
Blake Griffin's brother.
Blake Griffin has a brother?
Yep, Taylor.
Taylor Griffin, who does he play for?
Nobody.
Oh,
he was on the NBA team for like a season. Terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know about him. Does he also have Cheeto hair?
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like, I think he's a year older, but he had to stay a year longer at Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the Lakers, Alex Caruso.
The bald guy.
Bald Mamba. Dude, he is balling out, dude. Did you see his aggressive ass, like, athletic dunk that he did from, like, almost a free throw line?
No. I've heard, I have a lot of Lakers friends, and they're like, dude, we need to play Caruso. He's the best point guard. Why do they never play Caruso?
Dude, anytime he's playing, everyone's going crazy.
Yeah.
It's like when Taco goes in, everyone goes crazy.
Yeah. Jeremy Lin.
Yeah. Dude, Melo really fucked up that Linsanity thing, huh?
Oh, dude.
He really fucked up Linsanity.
Lin, after he left after that season, like, he played okay for a couple of years, but then, like...
At least he got a ring.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Kobe, right?
No. He got a ring with Kobe? He got a
No,
ring
he was
with
on
Toronto.
Toronto. He got a ring, with Toronto. Kobe hated Lin.
Probably, yeah. Kobe hated everybody. Kobe really hated, what's his face?
Dwight Howard?
No. Smush Parker.
He was trash.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched, I've only watched part of the Lakers game so far. I haven't seen a full game. So I haven't seen Dwight play. I've seen him highlights of Dwight play, and he's like, gotten some blocks here and there and stuff, so he's looking aggressive. But yeah, I just saw Caruso play the other day, and I was just like, this guy's a baller, son.
He doesn't look like he would be.
He doesn't look like
he would be. It's the Manu effect.
You know who is a baller? White boy ballers, dude. I'm a fan of white boys that can ball in the NBA. They're the minority. White boys are a minority in the NBA.
Luka Scalabrine.
Luka Doncic is a beast, son. Dude, he's draining shots in LeBron's face. They were going back to back.
He's European.
Yeah, he is European, but like still white. And I think this was his second year, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
Europeans are by far better than American white players.
Oh, yeah.
Putting it out there, the more fundamentally sound and everything.
That's definitely true. They're definitely a lot more fundamentally sound. I can't even think of any pure white, like, American players that are in the NBA.
JJ Redick.
And even him, like, he's definitely grown into the player that he is now. And, like, he's had a solid career in the NBA. Like, he has a good career. But, like, coming in from Duke, I thought he was going to be better. But, like, again, it's that three-point line is pushed back.
When he was on the Magic, he was, like, all clean-cut and everything like that. And then he, like, 1 year...
Doesn't he have a sleeve now?
No, yeah, just 1 year.
Neck tattoos?
Like 1 year after that, like, boom, he shows up and, like, he's tatted up. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Where did all those come from? Why do you wait so long and then all of a sudden, boom?
I think he was trying to keep an image for a while.
Chris Anderson.
But he's super, like, religious, though.
Yeah.
I heard stories about, like, when people were playing against him... back in the day, they would trash talk to him about like his sister and about like the Bible or whatever, and they would like throw him off, like he just couldn't handle it. But yeah, he's had a success. But he's had a good career in the NBA. He's a great player for the Sixers.
He's on the Pelicans now.
Or he's on the Pelicans. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's working, dude. You know what's crazy? Like seeing Zion like dunk the ball from the free throw line. Like back in the day, you'd see Jordan dunk it from the free throw line, and he's outstretched just to make it, like he's in Space Jam trying to like get that final dunk in. Dude, when Zion dunks it from the free throw line, he's like
authority.
But like he's dunking it from like right. It's cocked back. He can do a full windmill. It's like, dude, this dude could step. He could probably get it in. And do a Jordan dunk stretched out, probably like halfway between the free throw and the 3-pointer.
I don't know.
It's what? It's like at least the top of the key. Like it's crazy.
Nah, like Jordan would like graze and like
just drop it in.
Yeah. These guys can like now hang on the rim, be able to grab the rim.
It's unbelievable.
Like that,
but that's also why, like, I mean, when you see him, he still has his baby fat on him. And I think because he's only 19. Like I think by the time he's like 23, he'll lean out like just naturally. And then because you see players that are like big for their frame, and it's like he's like, but they grew into that. They gain muscle. Him, it's like you're gonna see him lean out throughout the years.
Yeah, he needs to.
And he definitely needs to because I don't think his joints can handle his crazy like.
It's weird looking at like LeBron when he was on the like. If you go back, look at him when he was on the Heat, but then like look at what like because I always thought LeBron was big.
Yeah.
And then like I go back and I look at a rookie picture, I'm like, damn, he was small, but like he was big. Like when he came in, everybody's like, man, this is a big guy.
Yeah.
And like you look back and I'm like, he was tiny.
Dude, it's like he fit into his frame now because he put on muscle. In that first year, he looked super lanky.
But when he came in, he looked super big compared to everybody else in the NBA.
Yeah. At the time, because everyone was not as big as him. He was just a genetic freak, and now he's like the third tallest guy on the Lakers. Yeah. If that, you know what I mean? Like he looks tiny on the Lakers.
Well, yeah, because they have JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis. Like they have Kuzma's taller than him, I'm sure. Yeah, the
only person he towers over is Danny Green, who hit a clutch 3 to send him into overtime the other day. So. That Lakers team's looking good. I think the Clippers are still...
They've struggled. Didn't they lose to a crappy team the other night? But they don't... Has George even played this year?
He hasn't played yet. That's the thing.
What happened with him?
I don't know.
Huh.
But he just hasn't played yet. So I can't even imagine what they're going to be like when he does play. Because right now Kawhi's still having to do quite a bit. But...
Lou will.
Yeah. Did you see the Embiid fight?
I know that there was fights last night, and I thought we were going to talk about that at the beginning because I know you watched the fights, right?
Which ones? Oh, the actual MMA fights?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was an awesome night of fights.
Dude, I saw a picture of was it Nate Diaz that fought last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like he got fucked up.
They called the fight after the third
cuts.
round because the doctor stoppage.
I saw the cuts.
Yeah, two
around
cuts,
his,
right?
Yeah, right
one
there.
here and
And
one
then,
here.
yeah.
Nate Diaz is one of those dudes. He's fought for so long, and like with his fighting style, it's like it's a lot of pressure. So he gets hit.
He takes a lot of hits, but he never. I
got a good chin.
don't think he's
Granite
ever
chin.
been knocked out.
Never granite chin. The thing, so with that, like,
But he doesn't have a lot of hit power, so he can't end fights. So it's always going to the car.
it's usually
or
about,
submission.
He's great on the ground, and he's like his cardio is probably one of the best on the roster.
Well,
so he's all about pressure, and he's like, I'm gonna out cardio the fuck out of my opponent, and then when you gas out, those hits start to feel a lot heavier than they actually are.
Yeah.
But he's been fighting for so long, and with his style, he's gotten hit so much. He has so much scar tissue built up that like one punch and it's bleeding, right? And so like I was surprised they even stopped the fight with the doctor stoppage because I've seen way worse fights go on, but it was New York and they're like new to MMA. They've only been fighting in New York for I think a year and a half now, and so they're not as like liberal with their stuff.
I mean, when I looked at him, I was like, that might have been a stoppage.
Yeah.
Like, I saw his face.
When you see it afterward, it's like big ass open cuts.
Yeah, like it looked like he took a lot of hits. And I know that he typically does take a lot of hits because I used to watch his fights. They're super entertaining because the guys are just hitting each other. Like, he's hitting the crap out of his other opponent, but he just doesn't really have the power to knock people out, I guess.
Yeah, he swarms them as well.
He does a lot of jabs and stuff like that.
The thing about Nate, it's like the round, like when it's a 5-round fight, 4th and 5th round are his rounds.
Yeah.
That's where he like excels because his cardio is so good, and that's where they stop the fight, like right before the 4th round is about to start. So we didn't get to really see if he was going to take over or not, but Masvidal was doing work, and then after the fight, like on the press conference, Masvidal's like eating a slice of pizza, just chilling, and they were asking him about Conor, and he was like, "He don't want this shit, bro. He'll get fucked up."
Yeah, well, and then Diaz after the fight, he's like, "I'm ready to go again."
Yeah, and
he definitely didn't want the fight to stop.
Yeah,
yeah.
He was like, "If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose. I don't want to stop."
That's that Stockton pride, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, both of those guys are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Masvidal grew up doing street fights with Kimbo Slice and stuff. He grew up like in the dog cages fighting.
Damn.
So
yeah,
they both were not going to stop. But so the quality of fighting in those fights was a lot better than the quality of fighting in the NBA when Karl Anthony Towns and Embiid were fighting, and that kind of like started out of nowhere. They like interlocked arms. I'm sure they were trash talking all game, but like they interlocked arms and then they kind of like shoved, and then all of a sudden there was just a fight out of nowhere.
And then Ben Simmons grabbed chokehold, and I was like, "How did he not get suspended?" He like wrapped his legs around him, put him in a little sleeper hold, and I was like,
"Someone's been taking some jiu-jitsu."
Yeah, I was like, "Okay, so he doesn't get suspended. Like that's worse than throwing a punch."
It's funny. He was like, he had him in the rear naked choke. It looked like he was like singing him a lullaby. He's like, "Calm down, bro. Just calm down, calm down, calm down.
It's okay." Like in the little Australian accent.
Yeah. Does he have an Australian accent?
He's from Australia.
I didn't even know that. I've never heard him talk.
Yeah.
I've never heard this guy talk.
Crikey, mate.
I did not know he talked like that. I've only watched him play, so I've never heard him talk. Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure Embiid poked him in the eye too. Like,
dude, I saw the picture. It was like gouged him. I was like, dude, thumb right in the eye. I was like, damn, bro.
It's like, ouch. Yeah, that fight was. I think they only got 2 games, right?
I don't know. I figured they'd get at least 5.
I think they only got 2
I'm
each.
surprised Simmons didn't get anything though.
Yeah, if they only got 2, I'm not surprised Simmons got nothing.
Yeah.
But
do you think that they only suspended them 2 because both of them are like premier centers in the NBA?
Yeah. Especially Embiid is in top 10, so he might even be in the top 5.
Cat's been playing well.
Yeah. They want. That's the other thing. Like when Jordan was playing, it's like it's not just Chicago Stadium that's getting sold out seats. Whoever he's playing against, they're getting sold out seats too. Yeah. So it's like you don't want him to not play.
Yeah.
So like when you saw Jordan like going up, because like back in the day it was a rougher game. So it's like when he's above the rim, he's sacrificing his health every time because he's like Embiid might just try to break my neck when I'm up here.
Clothesline.
But it's like so you got to think that like teams are like, don't break them. You know what I mean? Like we need to sell these tickets. Like hit them, but don't hurt them.
Yeah. I don't know. So what was the other fight that you wanted to talk about?
What fight?
Is that the fight you wanted to talk about? The UFC fight? Or was it the Khabib?
No, I wanted to talk about the Embiid fight.
Oh, Embiid.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because we were talking about NBA, so I was wondering if you saw the Embiid fight.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, did you see the afterwards, what Embiid posted and tagged Jimmy Butler in? Don't worry, I took the pussycat out or something like that. I was like, damn, man, rough.
That's super funny, yeah.
Because Jimmy Butler's like, oh, you're weak. Like, you're not cutthroat. Embiid, it didn't make any sense. Like, Embiid is bad, but, like, Embiid is also, like, super heavy accent.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, when foreign people talk shit, I don't know what's going on. I mean, they're, like, mixing up words. They're using, like, cuss words that doesn't really even make sense. They'll, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's rough to listen to. But yeah, they're even like on Twitter afterward, they were both still going at it. Him and Carl Anthony. Yeah, I just know. I just like the way the Celtics are playing though. I like the combo of Kemba, Tatum.
Has Brown been playing well?
Yeah,
I haven't looked at their stats.
Yeah,
in a while.
they've all been doing pretty well.
How's Wiggins doing though? In Minnesota.
I don't know. Dude, that's a name that he was the number 1 draft pick, and like, dude,
he was a Kevin Love trade.
Yeah,
to get Kevin Love to Cleveland.
It's like, and then like just nothing after his first year. I haven't heard that name. They kind of sent him up to Minnesota, and it just kind of just died out.
Yeah, he was supposed to
is
be
he,
like.
Is he even that good?
He gets cooked on defense a lot, even though like he has the tools to be a great defender.
Yeah.
Like he just, I don't know, and then he takes a lot of contested jump shots. So. Yeah.
Dude, God, I don't know. Like I feel like no one gives a fuck about defense anymore.
People care about defense. Like everybody on the Clippers cares about defense.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody. They have all the defensive players.
You know what's weird though? Like defense is like, the thing about defense, it's all like a mental part of the game. Mm-hmm. This whole idea of I'm not going to give up on the ball, and like versus offense, you know what I mean? Where it's just like I'm just going to outschool this other guy.
It's the same thing with rebounding. You have to have the will. And
it's all about will.
Yeah.
And that's why I like seeing like players that play good defense. I'm like, this guy wants to win on both sides. Like he's like, I'm not going to lose.
And that can go back to football. Offense and defensive line, it's all about will. They might have you, but you got to keep going through, trying to break through the wall, break the block, keep the block. Like it's just a battle.
Dude, that's weird.
All the mental aspect of the game is on the defensive line.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. It's wild. Like players back in the day would play two-way ball in football. That's crazy.
It's better now though because you get a better game.
You do, yeah. No one's tired and stuff like that. But dude, that's insane.
I mean, in high school you see it all the time, just because you don't know what position you're going to be great at. Like you see people shifting
around until they find whatever. But yeah, it's kind of like not only like I know Deion Sanders played two-way ball and stuff, but like even people like, well, probably got a good 3 minutes left before that thing dies out. So.
All right. Well, yeah. Anything else?
I think that was it. I think we covered everything I want to talk about, so.
Well, let's have a good Sunday of games, I guess.
Yeah, one's already done. I had 2 players playing in that game, so.
Minshew did not look good.
No?
No, Foles will get his job back.
Oh, really?
Minshew struggled recently. He threw 2 picks.